All right, so we should be live now. It looks like we're live. What's up, guys? I appreciate y'all joining in the Tech Talk. So we've been doing this for what now? 2 or 3 months?
Couple months, yeah.
Couple months. And my lovely wife, we got Lucas on here. We hadn't seen Lucas in a little while. He's
What's up,
been
guys?
on. What's happening? Got my lovely wife Kelly over here.
I do the tech, the computer tech.
She's doing the tech side. Wait, are you doing the tech or am I doing the tech?
Computer tech. You're doing the car tech.
Me and Lucas and Randy and Zach, we all do the tech stuff. It's really fun. I appreciate everybody jumping on tonight. I don't know how many people are going to get on, but normally we have a decent amount. We usually try to do this every Wednesday night, somewhere between like 8 and 9 o'clock. It kind of depends on what all we got going on. So we use StreamYard, and I think it's got the little logo on it somewhere, but we can have up to like 10 people that can join on with us. So if people have questions or if they want to show us their cars, they can jump on. And it's really fun. It's really exciting. It's kind of just a hangout session. And, you know, we're all just chit-chatting about cars, talking about mine, Randy's, Lucas's, anybody that's on and wants to actually, you know, show their stuff. And so, there's Cleve. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
Normally it's members only.
Yeah, and normally this is members only. This is that $4.99 a month thing. And so, you know, it's just a hangout session, tech talk. I thought it was I hadn't seen anybody else do anything like this. And it's kind of one of those things where, you know, a bunch of us get together and, you know, people have questions. And a lot of people often have questions about, you know, combinations, and then somebody else has a question as well. And so, you know, they can kind of participate in it. And, you know, I'm not an expert by any means. I guess I'm a redneck expert. I got some redneck ways to do things. Hey, look, there goes Randy. Yeah. What's up, Randy?
What's up? How you doing?
There he is.
Good. How are you?
Hey,
So
what's
tonight,
how's everybody?
Good, man.
Hanging in there.
sorry, Randy. So I was going to just say that tonight, any of the members have gotten a link where they can hop onto the video and talk to us directly. So that's where Cleve and Lucas and Randy. So if you're a paying member of the $4.99 thing, you can hop on video. The link is in the community tab on John's channel. And if you're not a member, tonight's just open for you to view and participate in the chat. So feel free to ask questions and have fun.
Yeah, we'll try to, and I mean, it depends on how fast this chat over here goes. Sometimes it goes, I kind of lose track. And apparently I like to talk, don't I, guys?
For sure.
That's what I do best.
And so sometimes it kind of gets off track and gets out there in the weeds. I mean, it's always talking about race cars. I mean, but it's just crazy. So we got a bunch of people jumping on. I appreciate everybody jumping on and chatting with us. So I was just going to give a little update. So that's kind of the basics of what we're doing today. And I was going to give an update on my disaster of a weekend that I had this past weekend. This was like the ultimate race weekend for us. It was crazy. You know, we grabbed the motorhome, and, you know, got like a 1992 motorhome, and it's old and beat up. So we have to do a lot of prep work to get it going. So we got the motorhome, grabbed the race car from Brian's, went to the Outer Banks Speedway, got crushed. We showed up down there, and, you know, my car, I've been running slicks recently. And the radials just have not. I mean, I just haven't been running radials because the suspension is so different.
Is that Randy typing? Randy,
you typing?
Nope.
Oh, hold on a second.
So we can hear someone typing. Go ahead and hit mute.
It might be a bad signal from somebody.
Oh, that's very
It
possible.
was like that when I was on my cell phone. I could barely hear.
Okay,
I might try muting you guys. If you can't unmute if you got to talk though.
That's all
I
good.
muted mine for a second. It didn't go away.
Oh, it was Cleve.
Okay, Cleve.
So Cleve, remember to unmute when you want to talk though.
We just put you on mute, Cleve.
He did it.
Oh, okay. We rode down there, and I was expecting fully. I've been on slicks now for a little while. I've been trying to get in my lane. You know, we always say that, stay in your lane. So my lane used to be the radial lane, and now I'm up there, and I'm like, no, please, let's don't spray the track. I need non-glue. So it's just crazy. It's interesting how, you know, it's changed so much for me and what I'm trying to do. And so we showed up, and the track was sticky, and I was like, man, this is not going to be good. So I stayed up the whole night before. I looked at every Tim McAmus video that I could find with, you know, shock
Get on here without a hat on. I always have a hat on. Sorry.
Oh man, yeah, no, right. So I had I thought I had it figured out, and we tire shook, and then we tire shook again. But the car was trying to go fast. I mean, it went a 124, 60 foot, and it was just, I mean, it was just trying to go, and it was kicking the tires. And, you know, looking back on it, on that night, we should have tried more air pressure. I mean, you know, just trying to keep the tire round. As Tim McCain has said in one of his videos, a round tire will not shake. If it goes square, then it starts getting crazy and shaking all on you. So, but we failed, got put out first round, and then we stayed the night at the track, went to Hertford the next day. And Hertford is one of those tracks we hadn't been to Hertford in it's probably been 4 or 5 years. It's an amazing little track. And, you know, I was so impressed with the prep that they done. It was probably some of the best radial prep in the country, honestly. And Randy wasn't able to go to that one. He had another commitment that he had to do on Sunday. But it was one of those tracks where you're walking on the side of your feet or you're sticking to the track. And so I drew Shannon first round. You know, shakedown, it knocked my teeth out, tire shook real bad. And so then we decided, well, let's throw those raggedy radials back on try to make them go. That's what we put. So we put the radials on it and, you know, made some shock adjustments. And honestly, we probably had time because Milton and Zach, they were hardcore. They were like, let's change the bar angles. And we had time to change the bar angles, but I was like, let's don't change the bar angles. I was like, it's fine. And so, it went out there and tire shook. Shannon, he burned a wastegate line. His CO2 line that goes to the top of the wastegates ended up melting. And so it went from 0 to 32 pounds of boost in 1 second. And the track took it, and he done a monster wheelie. And, you know, just drove off from me when mine was shaking. That was actually a pretty cool video from where we were side by side. I mean, he got out there fast. But so the track was really, 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 really sticky. So that reiterated, I need to be in my lane. I told Jason and them, and I told, you know, Jason Tyson, he's got the 10-car Pro Mod team. He's got like 80 cars, and they're all fast. I was like, if Jason Tyson is at the track and Shannon Young's at the track with their cars and my car's there, I have made the wrong turn. I should not be at that track with my car, because that's just the reality. I mean, you know, and that's where we need Randy's car at the track. So Randy's car is built for the radial prep, and it is built to go fast. It's built to go so fast, they're already trying to ban this combination before we come out. A little side joke, Randy, right?
Yep.
It ain't just you. They're trying to ban the small block boost. There's a bunch of them trying to ban the 118 turbo. You know, and it seems like the featherweight cars, the lightweight cars, the ones that are super light, are the ones that want a turbo restriction. And so, I mean, I don't know what Randy will do if that happens. We'll probably end up having to build a full chassis car that weighs 2,400 pounds with a 98 millimeter turbo.
I'll definitely have to go on the diet.
Yeah, I know, right? Good luck with that. I've been on a diet. I was on a diet. I started my diet this week, and I come home Monday night, and guess what was on the counter? What was on the counter, Kelly?
Krispy Kreme.
Say it again.
Oh, wow.
Krispy Kreme.
This is my problem. This is my whole problem. Hey, Squirrel Team just jumped on there. He's doing a good job. He's got a good channel, too. He said you may need more power at those tracks. And that is exactly what I was thinking, too. But, you know, remember, Randy, we talked about throwing a bunch of power to it.
We did.
And, man, that just goes so far against what you're used to on radials. Mm-hmm. You know, radials are so ingrained in my head. What's up, Zach? How are you?
Good. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, buddy? This is Zach. Zach, we are on with everybody now. This is completely live on YouTube, so it's not just the members.
Cool. Oh, cool.
But members only. If you want to come on video, go to the community tab on John's page, and if you're a member, you'll see the link where you can come on and talk to us live.
Yeah, that's right.
We can get 10 people at a time, so people may be dropping on and off as we go.
So we can get 10 people at a time. And so my car this weekend coming up, you know, it was a busy weekend. So Thursday night is supposed to be 252 list race in Kinston. And, you know, of course, that's radial prep. I mean, not radial prep. That's like normal slick prep. So it's not super, super sticky. You ain't got to worry about it pulling the sole of your shoe off. So that's a good thing. It's Friday night. JJ's arm drop is coming to Mooresville. It's a $200 entry fee for $10,000. Now, what they consider small tires, though, is 29.5 and below. So we're going to be there on 28s. I just got some new 28 slicks today.
You got them?
Yeah, I got them.
Are they hard?
Stiff
sidewall?
Yeah, they're stiff sidewall. 28 by 10 stiffs.
Nice.
The only small issue we have is there was only 2 left in the warehouse. Like, nobody has. Apparently, Mickey Thompson is on back order with tires, and so I sold my drag radials. That was the other conclusion I come to when we left the track on Sunday night. I was like, the radials are gone, so that we don't ever have to worry about us trying to put the radials on again.
Oh, I got an extra set.
No, you got the wrong lug pattern. I've got the 4 lug lug. Don't forget.
Tires are coming off.
So,
hey, Anthony just joined the membership. Welcome to the membership, Anthony.
Oh, Anthony, cool. Thank you.
Go check the community tab on John's YouTube channel if you want to come on to hop on video with us.
Yeah, awesome. That's cool.
So please tell me those tires don't have a different rollout on them.
They got a different rollout. So there was only 2 left, and so I sold the radio the slicks that were
That's why they were left.
but probably so. And so I sold the slicks, but they're still on. And I told the dude that was buying them, I said, man, I said, it looks like I'm gonna have a hard time getting the slicks. So I mean, it's one of those things. He understood, and so Ryan, RPM Motorsports, right here local with us. Summit and Jegs didn't have any. They were 2 weeks out, estimated ship date. And so estimated ship date means it might be 2 weeks or it might be 4. And so we got about 25 passes on those tires. And so, on a slick, that seems about to be, it's almost the limit from what it seems like. Still plenty of tread, but apparently the sidewalls start to give up some. But, yeah. You want to say something?
I was just going to check your comments. Someone said, have you tried bracket radials? There's a couple other.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm missing some of these comments over on the right here, guys. I'm sorry. But the tires came today. Rollout. One of them has got 89 marked on it. The other one's got 87 marked on it. That's 2 inches. That's not going to work. Has anybody ever stretched tires? So I've been on YouTube and looking, and I've heard that you can do that. That you can actually stretch them, and it's one of those things. Mickey Thompson, the way you're supposed to check the circumference is you air them up 20 pounds, drop them down to 10 pounds, and then check them. And then if one is less, then you put more air in it. And then I've also heard something about some people trying to shrink tires by putting less air pressure in it, putting it in the sun. Something about the nylon contracts. I'm going to be sending Mickey Thompson probably an email tomorrow. But Randy's going to come up tomorrow night, and we're going to swap those tires over on the beadlocks. I did get the drag radials off, and the drag radials got off, and we ended up taking those, and I put my Hoosiers back on the those rims, the non-beadlock welds. And so now we're going to have all slick set up. Hoosiers for really, 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 really true no prep. And guys, it is amazing. When I took the pro bracket radio off and the Hoosier sitting side by side, I promise y'all the doggone the sidewall on the oh, that's funny. Hey, Brian Harper just joined. He's a member now. Woo!
Yay!
Oh, there's somebody else up there too.
Michael Lone gave you a $5 Turbo John Holly
Oh, that's
Dominator
right.
fund. He gave you a super chat for the Holly Dominator
Super
fund.
chat for the Dominator fund. That's awesome.
Nice.
I appreciate it, guys. That's funny. I do need a Dominator. Dominator would help a tremendous amount.
Wait, this is the first time I've actually heard you say you needed one.
I've been needing one. I've been internalizing it. It takes a while for it to come out.
We need a bigger set of heads in the intake too.
John,
you like
Mickey
to get
Thompson
this
has some serious issues with quality control right now, man. I've got a set of drag radials on my car, and like one of them wants like 8 ounces of weight to balance it. The other one's like up over 12.
Oh my goodness!
I had them balanced once. I took it to the track, and it rode fine, smooth as glass. Took it to the track, hit it a couple of times at the track, and then on the way home, driving it, it rattled so bad you can't see out of the rearview mirror. Like, it's one of the deals where it like gets blurry. It was rattling so bad. I take them back, get them balanced again. They're still asking for like the same amount of weight, but in a different spot on the wheel. And so I go back and forth doing this a couple times. Went back to the track, hit them again, and what the guy at Mickey Thompson told me is he's like, dude, if they're not beadlock wheels, he's like, you're probably hitting that damn tire so hard it's spinning on the rim.
Have you tried to mark it yet to see if?
I haven't, but what I ended up doing, and it's not perfect, but what I ended up doing is I filled that. I went to the damn Tractor Supply and bought a can of BBs that was like 1,000 BBs or something, and I put 500 BBs in each tire, and it's not perfect. But
right,
it's a hell of a lot better than it was.
Now, how does that work? I've heard of people doing that before. So what's the theory behind the weight that moves in the tire?
Centrifugal force. I mean, it's just going to sling all that weight out to the edges, and hopefully.
But it's going to find where it needs to go.
I don't know about that. I don't know about finding where it needs to go. I think that it just kind of throws some weight around out there, and it doesn't. To me, it's not perfect every time. Like sometimes I'll take it and drive it. And like this time it's fine, and then I'll stop. And the next time I drive it and get up to like 65, like it kind of blah, 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 a little bit. And it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than rattling your teeth out. Like I had my wife drive behind me. I was like, I've got to figure out what this vibration is coming from. And she was like, it looks like that tire is about to come off the car.
Wow, that's crazy.
And
just
so,
normal
like,
riding.
Yeah, and it was all because of the balance was off on them. And the guy at Mickey Thompson, he was like, yeah, we'll warranty those tires if you want. And I'm like, I already made 7 or 8 passes on it. I don't want to send those back and potentially have them go, oh no, they're out of spec, out of warranty or whatever. So
right.
So I'm just like, I'll just keep them, throw the BBs in them.
Well, that's what I was. That's what I was just looking at their website earlier, and apparently, I mean, if I mount these up, as long I've got double V locks, so I'm not gonna put screws in them.
Yeah.
As long I mount them up, if I can't get rollout within a half an inch, they said they could take them. I mean, they'll exchange them. But the problem is that if they don't have any, then I mean, what am I going to do?
Well, that's the same thing. That's the same thing it was with me. Is that they were 3 weeks out on even having tires.
Right. So, Randy, what I'm saying is we're probably going to be, depending on which way we think the car is going to push, the bigger one's going to be on the opposite side.
Yeah. And
I mean, because
we'll just adjust the anti-roll bar.
Which no prep racing. I mean, it's one of those things too. I guess it's going to be spinning going down track anyway, so it's never going to be really hooked up, like dead hooked. So it may not make as much of a difference. I don't know. I don't know if Squirrel Tune. I don't know if he's had that experience or not. He races a lot. They do a lot of slick stuff, and I've been watching a bunch of his videos on the way the car works. It's one of those things. And slower than you. He's got a good YouTube channel too. He said that he has also got some wobbling like crazy. So Lucas, maybe while they're down, has anybody actually heard while they're actually down?
I don't know. I hope they're fixing their damn molds though.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe the molds are, an issue or something, and that's what they're actually.
It doesn't make sense to me that this is the literal most expensive tire that I can put on this car, and you can't.
Lucas is going to his car, yeah.
And this is what we do sometimes too. See, Mike, I'm in Kelly's office up here, and we have bead rolling stuff. And my race car is over at Brian's shop. Lucas has got his car in the garage.
Yeah, so
about a month ago, Lucas rolls out there and cranks the car up and does a 2-step in the garage at like 11 o'clock at night,
and then runs in the house. Hey, let me tell him how to join.
Okay.
No. Okay, we had a couple questions about how to join, because I think some of you are wanting to join so you can come on video. So I'm going to share my screen.
Woo!
I know that always happens. Oh, hold on, I got to get to YouTube. I wasn't ready. When you go to John's YouTube channel, up at the top there will be a join button. I'm getting there.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
One thing that happened to me and a couple other people is you have to update your YouTube app. I had to update it on my iPad before I could see that subscribe thing.
Okay.
Where did you see it?
So it's right there, join. See?
Oh, right there.
Right here next to the subscribe button, there's a join button. That's how you join the $4.99 a month thing, so you can come on video with us and hang out every Wednesday with us. So it's this button right here. So thanks, Randy. That's good, because I didn't know that. How do I unshare? Can you unshare?
I don't know how to. I
You got
don't.
me. You did a good
Oh,
job.
did I?
I'm teaching John how to use the live streaming software. Everybody.
Oh, we got Cleve back.
Cleve's back. Hey, Cleve.
Cleve popped off. All right, Lucas, go ahead. I'm sorry, Kelly.
Cleve,
Jump
we
in
want to
there.
see some of your cars.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So I don't know how to flip the camera around, so I'll just have to point it at it. But this is my Cutlass.
Hell yeah.
this is called the Bingo Bomber.
Yeah.
He actually
Still
had
got
it.
velour seats in it. Oh, that's awesome.
He actually was on. He got a pretty good video on 1320. They caught him out on the streets. He was out on the streets with that thing.
That thing's awesome.
That's what we need. And it's a what is that, a 6.0 or 5.3?
It's a 6.0.
6.0 twin turbo.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've got the twin VS 369s on it now. Seems to work pretty well.
That thing is sick. That is a bad street car, and he drives it to the track. He'll drive it to the track and kill people.
I have no problem driving it anywhere. Like it's a true street car. Like I'll pop the trunk and show you, but it's kind of dirty back here. But it's got. Hopefully, you can see. Let me get some light.
Hey, you're amongst friends, brother.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Brandon, he made a comment too. He said the dirt racing, he puts 35 pounds of air in them and puts them in the sun to stretch them out. So that's going to be some good information.
But
so that's probably what we're going to end up having to do.
Yeah, it's got.
How big is that fuel cell?
It's 2 15-gallon cells.
Wow.
Nice.
And it's got the onboard air and.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's for the boost control.
Yep. And I also use it to pump up tires and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like
multifunctional.
Yeah, that's right. This thing is awesome. He's got some good videos of that thing too. That thing is killer. But cool, man. When are you going back out to the track again?
I am not going to the track until it freaking cools off. It is over 94 degrees every day here in Houston with like 85% humidity. And as much as I'm out there on the football field and I'm just like dying coaching them poor kids, I cannot imagine putting a damn race car helmet on and a fire jacket. I'm like, not doing it.
Dude, it's tough. I know you're way more down south than we are, but it is tough when you climb in that racing suit.
Yep.
I mean, sure. and it never fails. You're sitting in the staging lanes, you put your helmet on, you got your everything on, and then there's a problem, and you're like, really?
Exactly. There's an oil down. And, now we're gonna let the bikes go or some bull crap, something.
It's crazy. That's what I love. I love for right now too is I'll take in I'm like, whoever is with me when I get out of the car, I'll hop out and I'm like, who wants to drive the car back? Because we push it back with the golf carts. And I'm like, please don't make me climb back in there. That's so sad, isn't it?
Yeah. For sure.
It's like crazy. Oh, Chaz with a super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And we got a new member, Pete, as well.
All right, Pete.
It's 48 degrees up in Wisconsin. Oh,
wow.
My, now that is some boost packing weather. Wow.
Hey, but ask them how come that's not cold enough to kill the COVID so they can play some college football.
Yeah, that is interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure. Check this out too. Ray had sent me so with our members, somebody had asked is the live every week for those non-subscribed. So this is normally our live chat that we do on Wednesday nights is only for the members, and so that's what that is. But we do it every Wednesday night. We've done it every Wednesday night except for last Wednesday night, and I didn't do it last Wednesday night because I had a vasectomy on Wednesday.
He's like, I'll be fine.
Hey,
I was like, I'll be fine.
So you're done, huh?
And
we did it Thursday instead.
But we did it Thursday. I'll have to tell y'all my vasectomy experience
It's
at some
hilarious.
point. It was, woo, I'll tell you, my friends that had it done, and they were like, it's a breeze. There ain't nothing to it. They were not accurate.
They were lying to you.
My experience was not the same as theirs. So, but yeah, so every every Wednesday night we do this. Let me show you. So what happens is I get a lot of questions to my normal email account, and I try to answer some of them, but they come through, but I get so much email. Some of them goes to the spam box, so I don't get to answer all the questions. So when you're a member, oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
Mine's not touch.
Sorry. Okay, I thought it
Look,
was.
it's just messing me up.
Sorry.
I
I thought he was gonna like disconnect everybody.
No,
Okay.
but there's a piece of trash on my screen. I was trying to get it off. But the what was I talking about?
You were talking about
Anybody know what I was talking about?
Nope. Let me answer Peyton's question real quick, man.
Members in question.
A 80 millimeter turbo on a 6-liter. He says he put down 27 and it's not making him more power. I don't know if that's 27 pounds of boost or what he means by 27, but with an 80, I mean that thing should be making well over 1,000 horsepower, especially if you're talking about 27 pounds of boost. So, so I mean I've got twin VS Racing 69s on mine. They're basically Borg Warner copies, and like those VS Racing turbos are like super cheap. And they're a good deal on those. Like a lot of those single VS work really well on the LS stuff. So
I bet he's talking about 20. He made 27 pounds of boost.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
27 pounds of
27
boost. That thing might be running out of its efficiency range. I mean,
no, that's right. That turbo, I mean, for sure. I mean, 6.0 is what's the actual cubic inches? 370?
364.
364.
Yeah.
So it completely depends on which one of the turbine wheels is in it. Is it the 83, the 87, or 92, or 96? And the turbine housing as well. Which that compressor wheel, I mean, Lucas, are you monitoring back pressure at all yet?
No, but I mean, I'm twins, and I've got 3.5-inch downpipes that open up. So I really don't think that's too much of an issue with mine. But I never have monitored it.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I'll show y'all a data log of my stuff in a minute. Back pressure. If you have a single turbo, you need to monitor back pressure. At some point, back pressure, the way the turbo works, the exhaust comes out and it's hooked to the shaft. It spins the compressor wheel, but at some point, the turbine wheel it backs up and it stops the flow of everything. And so, what'll start happening is you'll start putting the CO2 pressure on top, trying to get the boost to come up. Boost will come up 0.5 pound, and back pressure will come up 5 pounds. And so then you will end up you run out of turbine. And so for my cars, and every car is different, but once I get to 1.5 to 1, so if I've got 30 pounds of boost and 45 pounds of back pressure, anything after that, I start gaining way more back pressure and you just don't pick up anything. You start producing just more heat and everything's just less efficient, like Lucas was just saying. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about a minute ago. So the members. So I have another email that is specifically Randy. What is that? Look, every time I get talking about members, and something distracts me. I'm like a cat or a mouse.
Finish that first. Go.
Okay, so the members they get a special email address, and so that email address comes straight to me, and that's the ones that we actually we're able to somebody else jumped on. Slimecuda, Errol. What's up?
What's up? Can you hear me?
So those members get.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, yeah, we hear. Okay. Those members get a and Rodney is trying to get on, but it's saying it's saying Rodney is saying the device is not connected.
Maybe go back out and try again, Rodney. So we're getting started again.
Sorry.
$4.99 a month, and every Wednesday we do this. Usually ends up being an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, usually it's between an hour and a half. That's what we were planning as an hour. But so the members only chats Wednesday nights, and you get another email, and you send me videos or questions, and then we kind of talk about them. So let me I've got a video from Ray, and he sent me a video and asking what did I think. And there again, we kind of look at the stuff together and we talk about it. I give my advice, and like I said, I'm just a local backyard hack, I guess I would call myself.
That is not nowhere near true.
It's nice too because like all these other guys come on and they get to give their input and they have a different background experience. experience than you. So usually between somebody who came on video, we can figure most stuff out.
That's right. That's right. I mean, they call it what? They call it spitballing. Everybody getting ideas, and that right there is, a huge. It just gets people together so you can look at it. CNC Phoenix said his vasectomy wasn't bad. Yeah, mine. Yeah.
You think we could meet?
Okay.
Luke said something. I muted him.
The one guy that's real. It's like a lot of static. There.
Yeah, I was trying to
figure out whose that is.
I'll mute mine and see if it's.
Yeah, it's Luke.
Oh yeah, it's Luke's. Yep, that's what I was trying to figure out whose it was. So Luke, when you want to talk again, just unmute yourself because I can't. I don't think I can unmute it. Okay, let me go real fast, and I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, let's see here. How do I want to show my full screen, Kelly? My technical advice.
You got to share your screen. You mean?
Oh yeah, share screen.
Yep, right there.
Okay, hold on, guys.
There you go.
So this is gonna look funny for a second. So, hold on.
Where are you trying to go?
There you go. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Ray's trucks. See if y'all can hear this. Y'all should be able to hear it too. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Oh, man. I done hit the wrong thing.
You want me to take your screen off?
Yeah, take my share screen off. Let's see. Whoa! Here we go. Let's share screen. Okay, share screen off. We're double driving. Okay, so that was Ray's car. Did y'all hear the video too? Could y'all hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Okay, perfect. See, it worked good this time.
We figured it out.
We figured out how to make it so y'all can hear it. Remember, like a few months ago or a month ago, y'all could see it, but you couldn't hear it. So this is a video from last weekend. His car has about 120% anti-squat. It's a 78 millimeter turbo 5.3 LS blow through on E85, 3800 stall, and it's from it's a PTC from Dusty. Launching at 3,400, 7 pounds of boost. Feel the car should be able to launch at those settings, but a few feet out it starts to spin. He said, feels the bar angles are close to being right. Can you give me any direction on trying to get it to stay separated longer? It's got QA1 double adjustables on the rear and 90-10s on the front. From looking at the video, hold on a second. Let me go back to the video again. Man, I done messed my screen all up. Hold on. Looking at the video, the first thing I see is it looks like it is separating way too fast. So to me, it looks like we need to slow the extension down. What settings did you have on it? Jump in the comments there too. Hold on a second. Y'all can't see that, can you? I did it again. Okay, hold on. Kelly, I need help.
I'm coming back. I just have to get my power cord.
Look, Kelly left. Look, she walks out of the room. Look, now she has vacated her seat, and I'm like, I need help. Let's see.
What's going on? I had to get my power cord.
I'm trying to go back to
Share your screen.
Yeah, share my screen.
Go.
They're saying stop screen.
It's right here. Hit add a stream.
Okay. Was that it?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, shoot.
It's nice to know you need me, baby. And then just flip.
Okay, hold on a second.
Here, I can do it. You flip to your video and all that, dude.
Okay, hold on. I deleted it again. The technical difficulties. Oh, it's just right there. I can just. Oh, I'm an idiot. So instead of downloading it every time, I could just click back on the download. Okay, share my screen. Okay, so what I'm seeing on this is it's extending it's extending back here in the back. I think you're right on the anti-squat number. It's 120%. It's trying to plant. I don't know if I can I slow this thing down?
Maybe I'll scrub it.
What does that mean?
Grab that little circle and just drag it. No, we'll not let you. There you go.
Oh yeah, it will. Okay, perfect. See, more technical advice. So you can see it clearly. The distance between the fender here and the rim, they're all going to naturally separate instantly, and then either the anti-squat about that point, if it was below 100%, that's when the body would fall down on the tire. But that is staying up. But you can see it looks like it is topping out. It is topping out everything right at the same moment. The front end. So 9010s are great. Let's skip to the front real fast. 9010s are great for bracket cars that are trying to get real quick weight transfer, but I think it's going to need some type of shock on it that can slow down extension. A 9010 basically means it has 10% resistance going up and 90 coming down. So it's designed to let it rise fast and then hold it up, which it's not even doing a good job of doing that. So you can see it pops up and then pops back down. But look at the back too. It's probably what we need to look at is, so when you're running a radial setup, so when the car is at ride height right here, the shock settings, you need the bulk of the shaft of the shock down in the body. So if this is the body of the shock, making a diagram, you want the set ride height so that you got maximum amount of extension. And so if you've got it set up like a slick to where it's about halfway or maybe a little higher, then you don't have any travel, and then it tops out the strut or the shock. So first thing I would do is make sure that most of the shaft is down in the body of the shock. Tighten extension up a lot. Generally for radials, you want it, if the track is sticky, you want, I mean, sometimes that thing is really, really, really tight, but you want it to separate. So, I mean, it's a kind of a happy medium. What are your shock settings now, Ray? Let's see. Go back off of mine, Kelly.
And Ben says it looks like it's lifting the left side faster.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
G-body
twisted.
that'll happen.
It's doing the G-body twist.
Yep. I don't mind sharing my suspension setup with him if that would help him.
Yeah, Lucas, tell us yours.
I use Viking double adjustables on mine, and I mean mine it's got a 9-inch in it with the raised ears, and so it's basically got like stock length uppers, but they're adjustable and the solid like racing style. The lowers are a factory length also, but I've lowered them probably about an inch and a half, maybe somewhere in that ballpark, so that it really, I mean, because I have like almost 140, 180% anti-squat. I got a whole lot of anti-squat, but I control that with those shocks. And then the way that my car works the best is the front end has to be completely tied down. You can get a set of competition engineering, travel limiters in the front. And basically what you're going to have to do is just drill a hole through the front A-arm, the top A-arm, weld a nut to it, to that A-arm, and then you just screw it down onto the frame, and it will not let the front end come up at all. I played for a long time trying to find out the right settings for the front shocks, and just the tighter I got the front to where it just had no suspension travel in the front, the better the car worked. And that car had a 137, and the car weighs 3,800 pounds without me in it. So, I mean,
wow.
Yeah. So, and that, on radials, obviously, but, if he's going to be on radials, I would suggest tightening up that front suspension a lot. You can do that a couple of different ways. You can put really stiff springs in the front. If you don't drive the car a lot on the street, you can put really stiff springs in the front so that it doesn't want to raise the car up as you start transferring weight. That will help those shocks, but I don't think those 9010s are gonna work for you, man.
Yeah, 9010 is just my first experience with 9010s was right after I drilled the stock front struts so that it would wheelie. And the 9010 slowed it down, and 70-30s are a little better. I mean, but yeah, I think it's going to definitely need, maybe like you said, I mean, doing some travel restriction on it. I imagine that thing's got to be heavy. It's the way you want to launch a radial car ideally is the back and the front comes up slowly together. You got to plant the tire. He said is 4 on compression and 8 on rebound.
In the back?
Yeah, in the back.
I mean, I would how many shock settings does he have on those? Like how many?
QA1s generally have 18. Mine have 18 per knob.
I've got 20 on mine, and what worked well on my car was putting the compression like right dead in the center, and then as I added more, I started in about 8 or 9 on rebound on the back, and as I added more power, I kept stepping it up. I ended up when I was really trying to hit the tire pretty hard, I ended up on like 12 on rebound.
Right. That's what I ended up with my Mustang. I ended up almost completely tight on both compression and rebound on a really, really tight track.
Yep.
I think I was like on 14 and 16. And, because the goal is you got to get it to separate. And the more power you put to it, the more it's going to try to plant that tire. And so when it tries to plant the tire, you got to slow it down so it doesn't crush it and then bounce back up. But tightening compression up is going to help a ton as well, because you don't want it to separate and then go back in. So it's got to stay down. So, I mean, I would tighten everything up, just like Lucas said. Try it, see what happens. And, the thing you want to do is it's got to drive off on a radial. A radial cannot take any wheel speed at all. If it starts spinning, it's gone, or it goes into tire shake. So unlike a slick, which, I mean, I suck at working on slicks. I'm getting better. No, I'm not. I still suck at it. We are struggling. But so those are just, I mean, some things to do. Basically, tighten up all the back, tighten up the front. If you can put we had a very good experience with what Luke just said as well on Randy's car with front spring, compression. The stiffer the spring, the less it can compress. And so the less stored energy it has, so it can't fling the car up as much. And it really makes a huge difference. It really makes the strut.
That might be what's causing that car to spin after it gets out is, it doesn't have enough power to keep the front end up. So as the front end starts to come back down, because it looked like it's trying to pick the front wheels up a little bit.
Right.
As that front starts to come down, it upsets that separation that you had in the back, and now it's not driving that tire down into the surface anymore.
That's right. And so radials are one of those things that it is 100%. You got to make passes. You got to make passes. It looks like you've got the anti-squat and stuff where it needs to be. Ray Ches also said he's got a 79 El Camino Pro Mod having issues with the engine height. He used Mustang 2 front suspension. Wow, 79 El Camino Pro Mod. Look, now that's the first person I've heard call themselves a Pro Mod. We call everybody else's stuff Pro Mods, but especially if they're faster or if they're lighter. We just like, I got a Pro Mod.
He knows.
Chance called his own a Pro Mod.
I want to see this Slimecuda garage here.
Yeah, let's check that out. Let's put him big. He's got a bunch of stuff too. Let's see. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Ben, let me show you outside first. I'll show you outside first real quick.
Okay.
Then we'll go back in the garage. This here car I built, I've actually finished building in 2001. So I've been driving this car forever. But it races in a class called Stock Eliminator.
Oh.
The NHRA legal Stock Eliminator car. Nice. I've been campaigning for almost 20 years now.
Wow. Check that out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
I'm moving in your house.
1970 Plymouth AAR Cuda.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
It's a 340 with a 6-pack tri-power.
Wow.
I bet that's a $500,000 car, isn't it?
No, not at all.
An AAR Cuda.
It is it's a great fun car for sure.
And in that class, a lot of people don't even realize the technology that y'all have to make those things to go so fast. Wow.
Yeah, it's had a ton of upgrades.
Nice.
God, that is so pretty. That is so pretty. How fast is it?
It runs mid to high 10s in a class. The classes are all specific by the motor that came in the car and the weight. So this car runs a class called D, E, or F. So basically the weight of the car and the engine determines the class that it runs in. And it has to run against an index. So basically, for the most part, it's a bracket race until if you get lined up against somebody that's in the same class as you, then it's a heads-up race.
That's
So
gangster.
you can't just build, a stone car. You have to build a fast car or a car that can be fast when it needs to. So basically, I run it about 2.5 tenths slower than it will, go, all out. So keep the longevity up. But then when it's a heads-up race, you put light oil in it, and you cool it down, pull any extra weight out, and run as fast as you can, basically.
That's awesome.
But about 9 months ago, I bought a new car, and it's the one I've been working on for, since I bought it. Basically, I took it to the track just to make sure it would go straight, and then I've been working on it ever since, and used a lot of help from you and your videos on getting it set up. But it's in the garage here. I'll show it to you, and it's definitely part of the coalition.
The Jackson Mafia, baby.
And I've got something here that's going to make John super jealous, even though he's not going to admit it.
Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Look at there. He's got him a blow-through carburetor. I can smell the fuel on your hands already.
Yeah.
Dude, that is awesome, though. Wow. Now, that is awesome.
So
Is that thing is it solid axle in the back?
Yeah, I got a Ford 9-inch in it.
Nice.
Dude.
Did you make the front bumper?
Check it out.
Is it a 4-link car or a ladder bar car?
Yeah, it's a 4-link car.
That's awesome.
So I just got through putting coilovers in the front.
Wow.
Dude, that thing is sick.
Check out the brakes on that thing, man.
Mm-mm.
Holy crap.
How much is this thing going to weigh?
It's a street car, so it's got big brakes on
Right.
that. The guy I bought it off of raced street class, king of the street stuff. So, but it was, the parts on it were really antiquated. So I completely rewired the car, put a Holley Dominator in it, and went to coil on plug.
Sweet.
I put a cam, MSD cam sync in it, and MSD crank trigger.
How big is the motor?
Twin 72s. It's a 400.
Nice. Man, that thing is going to be sick.
Yeah, so I went all Holley. Got the small Holley dash I put in it.
That thing's nice, man.
Yeah, man, that is beautiful.
I just put the precision performance shifter in it. Put buttons on the steering wheel. Completely rewired the car. Yeah, I've completely rewired it.
Wow.
It looks like it's
water. It's got a big air-to-water system on it.
It looks like you're getting really close.
I put CO2 on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got the Holley boost control.
Is this your first time using the Holley EFI?
Yeah. Yep.
You will love it.
Yeah.
It is so user-friendly.
Yeah, I've done a ton of research on it and reading and watched a lot of videos. So I've got it all programmed and everything. I just started it for the first time a couple weeks ago. So I'm just waiting for the weather to cool off so I can get it out to the track here. So I'm in Nevada. It's been 100 degrees for 4 months.
Oh my goodness.
I feel you.
Man. That's what I mean. That's crazy. It's hot here, but luckily at nighttime it cools off enough to where we can actually race. I mean, we sweat, but we can get it in. Man, that's going to be a sweet ride. What are you thinking about another 2 weeks? You're going to have that thing up and running?
Yeah, well, it runs. There was a couple of exhaust leaks I just fixed, and I just got a couple things to tidy up, and I'll be firing it back up. But it needs to be tuned. You know, it didn't have a data logger on it before it or any of that. So now, you know, I've got dual O2s on it and a full Holley Dominator system with all the good sensors and everything on it. So I'll be able to dial it in. I'm probably going to put it on the dyno here this winter.
Are you going to use Holley for the bump? You're going to let Holley do the bumping?
Yeah, I've already got all that programmed. I've got the bump button programmed, you know, also with a scramble. So I've got the trans brake button on the right side of the steering wheel, and then the bump button on the left side of the steering wheel. And then after you launch, that turns into a scramble button.
Yeah, that's why we got Randy's.
Yeah,
remember, the bump settings, 100 means it doesn't move, and 0 means it takes off.
Yeah, you know, yeah, that's
I'm just saying.
When I started it up, that's one of the things on my list I wanted to do. I did test it, and I have it all the way down at 50%. I have it on jack stands testing the bump, and I've got the PWM all the way down at 50%. So it's taking a lot of juice to bump.
It really, Randy's I had, I think, on 70 or 72, and then I moved it down to, maybe it was on 80 and I moved it to 70. I don't remember. I'm blocking that out. I'm having a mental block. But when I hit it and it tried to jump through the trailer, I thought I think everybody about shat their pants.
Yeah.
Me included. I wish
you could have seen the look on your face. God.
I was expecting it to barely move and it freaking tried to take off. I was like, oh my goodness. Video. Yeah, that was not good. That was the one video we got of Randy's car this season. I'm sorry, Randy.
No, it's all good.
So a little update on Randy. Errol, you've got some nice stuff, man. I can't wait to continue to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for showing it.
Yeah, thanks for showing it and sharing it.
Ches coming on.
Oh, Ches is coming on too.
Oh. You and I both hit him. You hit him.
I don't see him.
He disappeared.
He disappeared. We didn't lock them out. Yeah, that's some cool stuff. Update on Randy's real fast too. So everybody knows we messed Randy's up. It broke a valve, and it seems like how did we lose him?
He had to have dropped.
Oh, he must have done it. Okay, we still can't get Rodney too. Rodney is still saying that they need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream. Yeah. But I guess he can hear us.
Hopefully,
Ches, try it again.
Yeah, Ches, try to get on again. For some reason, you were there and then you disappeared. But Randy's car, it broke the valve, and it turns out it needed a different style of Jezel rocker arms. And Randy has Yates D3 heads, and apparently Yates D3 heads have 4 styles of rocker arms, depending on, I guess, who did it and what they are. So we're basically still waiting on Jezel. Is that correct, Randy?
Yep, they sent a 3D print of a rocker stand, and Sammy texted back and said that we needed to come up 0.08 higher, and that we would have it. So they were closed till Tuesday, of course. So they'll probably call them on Thursday, and they'll probably get to work on it next Monday, and then it'll probably take a week to get there, and then FedEx will lose it, and it'll be another 4 weeks. No, they'll get it. They'll get it.
So that's good though that they 3D printed the stands before actually manufacturing them, because there was a whole mix up. It was a little bit of a disaster, and so what ended up happening is they, the rock arms, custom rock arms from Jezel. I mean, they're 5 to 6 weeks out, I think they said originally. And so Sammy and Kevin hits Randy up and says, we got the rock arms. And we were like, we're about to be racing this week. And so then it comes a few minutes later, another text, and we got the rock arms and the stands are wrong. They sent stands for an LS motor somehow. And so somebody had his original stands, and then he had LS. So they quickly made other ones, a week later, and then they sent them. And so Sammy went to put them on, and they were not even close. It was the wrong one, and so then they had to do the digging, and so now we're at that point now. So hopefully, man, there's a chance like this week or next week, Randy. So next weekend,
I ain't even gonna get my hopes up, man.
What's the race next weekend in Virginia?
Limited drag radial.
It's limited drag radial.
Well, it's PDRA, and I think
is it PDRA?
I think it might just be a big race that has all the classes. But
so Randy's car fits the limited drag radial. I mean, we don't have to do anything, do we?
I think we had to. Yeah, we're 10 pounds overweight, so we don't have to do anything.
Okay, so we're perfect. So if we can get the motor back, so Kevin wants to put the motor on the dyno, on the hub dyno also. I never go on the hub dyno, but he wants to put it on there. He's the engine builder, so we're going to stick it on there. And we're going to, just take a look, make sure everything's good, see what kind of power it makes. And then honestly, hopefully we can get the motor in. I mean, it's like a zipper. I mean, we can have the motor and stuff in it in a day. And so once we get the motor in your hands, we're going to be heading over to Brian's and we're going to be installing it. And then hopefully the next day or two, we will be at the dyno with it.
Then we just got to get Randy to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah, Randy's going to be on a diet. 10 pounds.
How many miles is it going to take you to run to lose 10 miles, Randy? Or 10 pounds?
I can lose 10 pounds in 2 days. Won't be no problem. If that's all you want me to lose, consider it done.
I bet you won't.
I bet you I won't either.
He gonna be eating some donuts too. He likes.
I just gained 10 pounds because I'm talking shit about it.
So that is funny. Well, where did Chance go?
I think he's having connectivity.
Oh,
issues.
he's having. Okay, hold on.
I did see you had a couple questions though.
Okay.
Ready for a new question?
Yeah. Okay.
So Robin says oxygenated petrol fuel additives, favorite brand.
I run methanol. Methanol is 50% oxygen by weight. I haven't done any oxygenated stuff in forever. Q16 is oxygenated fuel. That's probably the best one if you're, but you got to be air to water intercooled to utilize it. E85 people are using with good success. There again, you got to have good, in my opinion, which Lucas does not. He's got an air to air, but I think with E85 to really push it, you need to have an air to water intercooler. Or no, are you air to air, Lucas?
Yeah, I'm air to air.
Yeah, okay, I couldn't remember. I thought so. So I honestly I don't have any good recommendation on oxygenated fuel additives. I know back in the day I used to run airplane gas. That was bad. I blowed everything up, blowed head gaskets all the time. I tried the 104 octane booster from Advanced Auto Parts forever. Y'all remember seeing that? Do they still sell that? I wonder if they still sell it.
I'm sure they do. You can make a quick buck off of that.
It's like it's like toluene and xylene. I mean, I've tried that before too and blowed stuff up as well. So, from what I have learned with like additives, I would not, if it's going to be a street car, to where you're going to drive it. I tell people this all the time. If it's a street car to where you want to have fun with it on the street, keep your foot out of it if you're on like 93 octane, because it's just one of those things. You can build it and have a decent fuel curve, but I mean, I don't know. I would be a little sketchy just, depending on that type of stuff. Okay, it looks like we got Chaz back. Let's see what Chaz has got. Let's see here. Chaz, what's up, buddy? Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think I finally got it, but I mean that's what my whole thing was just like if I have it set up right, because like I'm on that. I don't know, man. I mean I'm stuck. I'm not a mechanic, so I'm just trying to learn.
Right. So do you already have the shocks and stuff?
No, that's another thing that I was gonna do is like now I should do the shocks now, right? And everything before the tires, right? Because I'm kind of did shit ass backwards too. Because look at my axles, like I haven't put the wheel studs in.
Right. so just
backwards.
So just bolt the axles in there. Just put a couple bolts in there. You don't need like the center section or none of that stuff in there. If it's in there, that's fine. But just bolt the axles in there. Get the wheel studs on it. And that way you can set the ride height. So then you'll put the jack under the rear end like you got it. With the body on the jack stands or sitting on the crates on those stands. Then you start, once the wheel is on there, then you start jacking the jack up to get it up into the body to where your ride height is going to be. You can't set these upper bar angles or lower bar angles until it's at ride height. So set that up there, and then we'll get all the measurements. And you also want that thing setting up in there when the rear end is up. When you get your shocks, don't put the springs on them yet, and then put your upper mount on the. Go ahead and mount the shock at the ride height so that you can figure out where you need to actually set the bracket on the rear end for the shocks.
Okay.
So then that'll be, but yeah, I mean that's a 8.8. That's a nice start. Show us your car. What car is that again?
Some kind of G body.
Yeah, it's a Cutlass.
Yeah.
Cutlass.
Cutlass, baby. Yeah. Let's go.
Y'all G body guys.
Mm-hmm.
You got an A&I roll bar on it yet, Chaz? I think I lost him
for a sec. We'll see if he comes back on. Hey, we got a new member, Dale. Welcome, Dale, to the membership.
All right. I think Chaz is frozen. Okay, we're gonna leave him there.
For Chet.
Okay. Dean, I appreciate it. Hit the like button, guys. These are great. Thank y'all. Yeah, we got a good group of guys on here today, and it varies from time to time. Luke, this is the first time Luke's been back on with us for a little while. He's been busy. Randy and Zach. Zach, what you got going on, buddy?
I'm at work this evening. I finally got your car taken apart and ready for you to take it to the chassis shop whenever you're ready.
Ooh, doggy. So those that don't know,
show us the helicopter.
Okay, helicopter.
He said that's classified, Randy.
Yeah, that's classic.
You held it down.
That's how lucky we are.
No, I got that car taken apart and getting mine ready. Ordered some more parts for my car. So
you don't have no car.
So yours is getting you're starting to get parts.
Randy Eller, nobody's gonna believe I have a car for 3 or 4 years.
I could have been racing 10 years ago.
Zach, what motor are you gonna put in yours? 5.3?
Either I have two 5.3s right now, but if I could find a 6-liter, I'll probably put a 6-liter in it.
I can't. I only have the shotgun, and the
I got you.
is too hard to control.
I just know it's Randy.
Sir?
Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, that's big enough.
That stuff is cool, man.
Y'all know they fold it up like this?
No, I did not.
Yeah, Zach's at work. He's serving in our military. We thank him.
No. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
We're here to. Somebody's spouse is talking. I think.
Yeah.
Can't tell who it is. Oh,
I'm actually selling some things, trying to get my car over to Mike's.
What you selling?
I'm selling Brooks Tahoe, and I'm selling my little gas saver I just bought.
Woo!
I wish I'd have known you were selling the gas saver the other week when I was trying to buy it from you.
What is it? What is it?
2012 Ford Focus hatchback.
How much you got to have for it?
It's a titanium. For a good friend of mine, about $5,000.
What?
Got 100,000 miles on it. It's a titanium.
100,000 miles on it, and you want $5,000 for it. We ain't friends.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm buying a lot of gas up front, man.
I got $1,500.
All right. So Zach is building another car. He went to Texas, actually. He was down there in your neck of the woods, Lucas, about 2 months ago, and he picked up a pretty good project, and he got it all the way back home and then decided it was too much of a project. So he parted it out, took the good pieces off of it, and I bought the body. It's a hatchback, like a 90s Fox body hatch. And it's already got mini tubs in it, or full. Actually, it's full tubs.
No, it's full tub, back half.
It's already tub, back half. It does not have a roll cage in it, so we got to put a roll cage in it. So we're going to be that's going to be my project over the winter. So as we're going over the winter, we got to decide what we're going to do with my car. I don't know. I mean, our whole plan, mine and Randy's deal, that I help him a bunch on his car. He helps me on mine, and so. My car goes to the slick prep tracks, no preps, and when we got a race that is, really sticky stuff, that's where Randy's is going to go, where we can turn up the boost and go 4.0s is our goal this year. That's why everybody's trying to kick Randy out because we're gonna go 4-0s. I promise you, we're gonna go 4-0s with it. Zach is building his to be more limited prep as well, and so me and Zach we're gonna be at the same races most likely, which is cool. I mean, it's fun. Those races don't seem to take as much effort as the cars that are making 2,500 horsepower. So I mean, we're excited. It's gonna be a good racing season next season when we all get going. Randy's is going to be together. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, we're going to make it. So looking at some of the comments over here too, they were talking about clutch packs, 10 thousandths per clutch. That's what I usually do. Peyton said E85 no intercooler is sketchy. I agree. E85, in my opinion, is a pump fuel, and I went 5 teens with it. I think I went like a 518, 519, and then I started blowing stuff up. It was blowing head gaskets on mine. No, it wasn't blowing head gaskets. It was a small block Chevrolet. It was burning pistons. My buddies that were doing the same thing, they were popping head gaskets. But let's see. Brian's car is coming along. He is slowly getting pieces. We did that GoFundMe account for him. He helps everybody. He's kind of like the hub that brings a bunch of racers together. And so he's got an awesome shop. He's always letting people use his stuff. He's always helping people at the shop, at the track. If he's got it and somebody needs it, he's gonna let them use it. And so we did the GoFundMe, and it's gained some pretty good momentum. I think it's close to $2,000. I mean, we really appreciate everybody that has pitched into that. He's already ordered the cars being rebuilt. He's ordered the Chris Austin chassis work stuff for the front. The back half, he's already got the quarter panel for it, the back plate. It'll be back up and running beginning of next year. He's still got to get the rims. I mean, he's got to put it on the chassis shop. Randy's buddy at the beach, Mike. What's the name of Mike's shop? Mike shop?
No, his name's Mike Richardson, but it's something to do hillbilly some shit. So sorry. I'll find out.
So Mike is going to put it on his frame machine on the jig, and he's going to weld up all the front end chassis work stuff, make sure everything's nice and square. Mike is also probably going to be the one doing my roll cage in my car. We'll make it super light. It's going to be probably a 25.5 or 25.2. We might go ahead and do like a 25.2, and then that way it can go like 6.0s or 6.50s without having any issues. But we're going to have to. A lot of the ones that we do, a lot of the classes that I'm running mine in, they say you got to have stock firewall, stock floor. So what we'll do is when we do the actual 25.5, the 25.5 chassis, what we'll do is, or 25.2, we'll cut the floor back out and get the floor back in it. That's gonna be fun. Cleve, what you got going on today, buddy?
I'm sorry going in and out, man. I'm trying to get all that noise to go away on my phone.
No, that's fine. You're perfectly clear right now.
All right, good deal. I had issues earlier. I mean, my car is telling you I put together. I got it all together. The only thing I'm waiting on, man, is try to get a decent tune put in it. That's it.
Because you live right around the corner from us. You're in Fayetteville.
I'm coming.
Yes, sir. And I can't find nobody to give me a hand. It sucks. There's no dyno places open that's 2 months out. And
everybody's that far backed up. Did you ever try to send me the tune file for yours?
Yeah, I think I did. But like I said, I'm lost. I've always been a carburetor guy, and
right.
X-Flow system, but
you got it cranked up and running, right? You got it cranked up and running. It'll build boost.
Yeah, I got all that. All that's good. I finally got the bump box and all that hooked up, but I'm scared to run it. I mean, like I said, when I first started up, it was so rich, and I didn't know how to work it. But I finally figured out how to go to the table and back fuel off and got it running good, revving good. But I don't want to go out there and destroy it. You know what I mean? It's just an old 383.
Right. How much boost are you going to try to put on it? How are you going to control boost on it?
I did put CO2 on it, but I can't find nobody to fill a 2.5 bottle around here.
So the places you can get CO2 bottles filled, find your brewery supply places, like the places that brew beer. They have bulk CO2 and they can fill your bottle. But what I did, I ended up when I was first researching, if you buy a 5-pound bottle, any of your local like welding supply places, you can swap out the 5-pound bottles. And a 5-pound bottle, I mean, it's a little bit bigger, but it's one of those things. It's just you take it up there, it's like $18, and they'll swap it out for you.
I think that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Now you can also, if you want, Brian he bought a big CO2 bottle, like a 25-pound CO2 bottle, and he fills his own bottle, and he'll fill mine and top mine off occasionally if I need it. But I mean, so you could do that yourself too. Paintball suppliers, they also can do it. So if you'll find a paintball shop,
I called all of them, but they'll say they're using
fire suppression
companies.
Yeah, they all use compressed air, and the fire place around here. I called them; they don't do them.
Really?
Yeah, it's a headache, man. It really is. Right here.
There's a place in Wilmington off 421.
Yeah.
Right across from Triple T. It's right at the end of I-140 and 421. There's a fire suppression place right there. They'll fill it up for you.
I need to try that. I appreciate it. I don't care how far I got to travel. I'm so sick of this thing. The car's done, sitting there. The only thing I got to do, which I got my gear in, is I got 488s in it because I was bracket racing it.
Right.
And now I put a turbo on it. I bought a set of 390s. I'm gonna try to put it in. It's a G body also. But
that's awesome.
Is it in the garage? Can we see it?
No, actually, it stays in my dad's shop. I'm at my house now, but
I understand.
Right.
But yeah, me and him, man, it's father and son kind of deal, and I'm driving it. But it's been a nightmare. The car's sitting there 2 weeks, can't even touch it, man. Fired up every once in a while.
And you got you put the Terminator X on it, right?
No, I went with the X Flow.
X Flow.
It's a Sniper X Flow.
The Sniper X Flow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like up to 1,375 horse.
That's the one that's got the fuel injectors. It looks like a carburetor.
Yeah, it's got 820-pound injectors. I'm running a C16. But that's the bad thing. I wish I'd have went methanol, done something different because I can't change injectors on this thing. So.
Yeah. Well, you can supplement. But what kind of oxygen sensor does that system have? Does it have an NTK sensor or does it have a Bosch oxygen sensor?
Bosch.
Okay. Well, Bosch, it'll read E85, but it will not read methanol. It won't read quite low enough. But look, this will be a good starting for you. This will be something that you can get going and learn, play with, and then once you get going, then switch it over to Holley HP or Holley Dominator or Terminator.
And also, I'm a little worried. Another thing I'm worried because the timing deal, because I'm pushing probably about 12-to-1 compression, which was the ignorant thing to do. But like I said, we just took a bracket motor and switched it.
Right. 12. You're just gonna have to play it safe. Is it got air to water or air to air?
Air to air.
Air to air. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you'll be fine. You just gotta, take it slow on the timing. Make it so the timing is nice and retarded.
Yeah, because I'm old school block, man, all this LS stuff, about like you doing. I was
trying
to figure out when you going somewhere and bring the car out, let you look at it.
Right. That's we're gonna be at JJ's Arm Drop Friday, and then Saturday. Oh yeah, Saturday. There's a big race back at Hertford. I was planning on going, but the track's just gonna be a little too sticky for me. So I'm backing out of that, and we're going to go if the weather's nice, which there's a tropical storm apparently coming. We might get rained out everywhere, but Nahunta is got a race on Saturday. It's like a cash day style race, and so that's what our plan is to go there. So that might be a good day. We're just going to be down there testing and making a few passes. So if Nahunta runs, how far? You know where Nahunta is? Not Nahunta, Errol's.
Errol's.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I was like, why is Randy looking at me funny? I was like, Randy's like.
Randy's like, we're going to the house.
Not going to no damn Nahunta.
Cleve, do you know where Harold's is?
I don't think I've ever been to Harold's.
Randy, where's Harold's? I ain't never been there either.
It's down 421. God, I bet it's not 40 minutes from Fayetteville. It's in between Wilmington and Fayetteville.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
older track.
And bring it. I swear.
They just opened it back up, and they're doing a lot of streetcar stuff there. And it's like Jacksonville's not far away, but that's not even a no prep. That's a never prep. And
probably 25.
But Harrell's was the other closest track, and it's about, how Rico's on 74, 76. Jacksonville's North 17. Well, Harrell's was right in the middle of both of them.
Yeah, I've never been there. We tried to go a few months back, and we ended up getting rained out. So, they're doing a cash day style race, and I think they're going to do test and tune. So,
it's like North Carolina versus Virginia too.
Yeah, the Cleve, bring it down Saturday. Go to their website on Facebook, Errol's Dragway, and just keep eye on the weather. And then, if the weather's good, we're planning on going. I can look at it and see if I can lend you a hand while I'm there.
Just a base safe tune to start with, man.
Right.
I'm so afraid of running at lean rich, too much timing, and I don't know how to control a lot of this at first. But
how are you controlling timing? You got an MSD box?
The EFI, yeah, I got an MSD. It's a 7AL2.
Okay.
But it's controlled through
it's controlled through the Holly or
the
sniper. Okay.
Yes.
I got you. Perfect. Well, cool, man. See Saturday if the weather's good, bring it down there. We'll look at it and we'll try to. I'll try to lend a hand with it for a few minutes to see if we can at least get it running and building boost and maybe make it down the track some.
I don't make a pad, just somewhere to start with, man.
Right, that's right.
I really appreciate it, guys. I know this thing's making all this noise, so I'm gonna held back.
Man. Yeah, I'm gonna just mute it. It's just, but that's fine. It's these channels in and out. Signal. Sometimes I got beat to death. I had a live where we were at OBX. I thought I was doing good, and everybody beat me down about the quality of the signal. I was like, sorry, I can't help it. There's nothing you can do. There you go. Somebody put an address, 3030 Buckhorn Road in Harrells, North Carolina. Anthony did that. Thanks, Anthony. That is it right there. There's a couple people too. Joe and Denise gave us a super chat, $4.99. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. That's awesome. The blue join button just below the window or the right side, Kelly. Slower Than You. He's got an awesome channel too, guys. He's an up and coming channel. He does a lot of, he's got it's a truck, and he does a ton of no prep. I think he's down there close to you, isn't he, Lucas? Have you seen his channel, any?
No, Lucas is muted.
Lucas is muted. But that's fine.
No, I haven't seen it before. Maybe I've seen the truck if I saw the.
I think it's a Nissan. It's super fast. You need to go to his channel and see where he's at. He's down there close to you somewhere. I'm pretty sure. He's awesome. Boosted Lucille Racing. He's got an awesome channel too. He used to be from Fayetteville here. He's down in Texas now, I think too. He's got an awesome channel too. That's doing some racing. He's got a Camaro that he races. Man, we have a good time at the track. We always have a blast. Let's see. Tried to update and uninstall, reinstall, and nothing. I don't know how that button appears and disappears.
Yeah, you might have to try it on a computer.
Yeah, I don't know. Randy had a big problem finding the join button too, and then when he had to, I think he said uninstall it and then reinstall it, but then it worked. But it may be the phone apps. That's very possible.
Yeah, because it's slower than you said. He had to go to the desktop to do it. And I think, did we mention Nick is a new member too? He joined up when we were talking, I think.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. Nick. Appreciate it, buddy. Nick's joined us, so that's awesome. I appreciate it. So we'll do this again. Like I said, every week we do it. It's fun. I always have a good time. And we always end up talking way more than, it's like just a hangout session where, we're just talking race cars. And
we usually get through every question that people post in the chat because there's fewer people, but there's like 200. Well, now it's 153 people on tonight, so we might be missing some of your questions, and I apologize for that. It's just because there's so many people on.
And-
Regular Wednesdays, it's not as hectic.
Well, and what generally works better too is for the messages to go to my email ahead of time, and then I can kind of look at it and get the videos and stuff. You know, if you got all that stuff, so that I can easily look at it and get advice and talk to it about it.
Yeah. And when you join, there's a special email address for members to send their stuff. So
that's right. So Peyton said that we should try to make the Outlaw Society race. They're having one at Shady Side. Shady Side is an awesome track, guys, and that's something too. Man, we've got racing all around here. We can race like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and most Sundays. I mean, Luke, I'm sure Luke misses that. I mean, we used to. I mean, you could race a lot. How many tracks you got down there where you're at, Lucas?
There is 2 in the general area, and then like the next closest one is Dallas. And I had such a bad experience at Dallas, man. Like, do you remember when Fayetteville was doing the little Freaky Friday situation they had going out there, and it was so bad that you couldn't get into the track. And then like once you got in, you couldn't get into the staging lanes, and people were just walking everywhere, and like, you know, the girls were doing their thing, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the guys were in there with the big wheels, and just like people were just driving through the stage lanes. You couldn't get race cars in and out.
You couldn't even get in, right?
Yeah, so that's how it was in Dallas last time. They called it a grudge race, and it was like I made a test hit. I got put out first round, and then I couldn't make a pass the rest of the night. We were there till 4 a.m.
Oh,
Never
wow.
made another pass.
Wow.
My buddy was still in, and I was like, I'm not bringing my car up to the stage lanes. Like, there's no point. Like, the stage lanes there were people just down the highway for miles and miles. Well, then the other tracks that we have here in Houston, like one of them is like a really nice NHRA track. And, you know, with my car, you're liable to get like, go home, man. Like,
Right.
we're not going to let you run here.
Right.
You know, and then the other track it's decent. But, you know, out there in Fayetteville, I mean, or like in North Carolina, dude,
It's
you're
outlaw.
like, it's like there's a McDonald's, there's a racetrack next to it.
Yeah, and
Like everywhere you go in North Carolina, there's a racetrack next to the McDonald's.
and it is outlaw. It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right, outlaw. What tech department?
What is tech? That's what it is hilarious when, you know, we get a lot of people that move here from up north, and they come down with these cars that are, you know, 25-2 chassis, you know, seat belts replaced every single year, and then they pull up beside the shit box beside them that runs faster than they do. And it's got like a pipe, a roll cage made out of fence post. And, you know, it's got an open face brain bucket helmet on.
It's got house light switches to turn the fan on and stuff.
Hey man, don't say anything about those wire nuts. My car is loaded with wire nuts. You know, did y'all see my video where I tested the wire nut strength? I have never had a wire nut fail. Y'all pick on me all y'all want. There's some memes out there on my car probably with the wire nuts. But Lucas, that's a good idea. A light switch. I mean, I just broke my little toggle switch. I might have a light switch down there in the garage.
I'm telling you, man, I saw a guy, man, that had like, you know how like you have them in the living room where it's got like 3 light switches in the one deal? He had ignition, water pump, and fan all on the same little house light switch and wired up into his car, man.
Dude, that's a great idea. Think about it. It's 110
No,
volts
it's not.
times 15. Dude, you just gave me an idea. I'm not kidding. Randy's like, oh dear.
Randy,
I mean, think about the voltage it can handle. I mean, the amperage it can handle is freaking phenomenal.
Through the roof.
Dude,
Uh-oh.
why have I never thought about that?
Just go ahead and get the dimmer switch while you're at it, man. Turn that water pump down.
I ain't got no water pump. Well, I do. I've got my Holly pump. But it
Turn your
probably
fan
definitely
down on the dimmer switch.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, that's funny. We had another question up here. Is it possible to check thrust bearing with the engine in the car? So if you know what your thrust bearing clearance was when you put the motor together, yes, you can check it in the car as far as seeing if it's gained thrust. So what you have to do is, it depends on how loose it is. Most of the time you have to take a screwdriver and get on the crankshaft side where the flex plate is, slide a screwdriver or a pry bar up in there and pull it back, gently pry on it so it pulls the crank to the back of the motor. Put a dial indicator on the front on one of the hard motor balancer or the pulley something up front, zero it out, and then go to the front of the motor and gently pry it that way and see how much play you got. And that's all it's going to do is just tell you how much play you got. It's not going to tell you if it's starting to get completely destroyed or not. And it depends on, different motors run different amounts of thrust. You can, people have different opinions. Randy's new motor's got a roller thrust bearing in it. That's the high end, the best way to do it now. It's a Torrington bearing that is up against the cap and at the front of the crank, and it rolls. So it really takes the thrust issue out with a turbo car. There's a whole lot of things. I've got a video I done like last year about, saving a thrust in a car too. There's things you can do with oiling, modifying the bearing so that the thrust surface gets more oil. There's things you can do in the transmission. You can reduce the converter feed orifice size so you get less fluid pressure in the converter. What seems to kill thrust bearings in turbo motors is that cars that take a very long time to spool up. It's, the converter's pushing, it's deadheaded, and it just makes it difficult. That seems what the converter people, they blame the engine people blame the converter people.
Yeah.
The converter people blame the transmission people. And it's really a whole combination of everything going wrong. And then, and it ultimately could be a installation error as well. If you don't have the proper clearances between the converter flex plate and the pads on the converter, if there's not enough room there, converter pushes and then it bottoms out and binds, and then it knocks the thrust out. You could have something, binding with if you got the pilot adapter that's on the inside, it could be not having enough play. There's a ton of stuff, but I've got a good video on it. You'll have to just search thrust bearing. I could try to find it, but it's from last year sometime. Another question, John, is it possible to run a car like yours with the fuel tank and the pump in the trunk and still push enough pressure to the injectors? Yes, that is called a cable drive system. So if you do a rear mount fuel cell, I think Waterman makes most of them, but basically it looks like a belt drive on the front. It's actually a belt drive with a cog system that runs just like a normal belt drive pump, but then it's got a cable, and the cable runs the length of the car, goes all the way back to the fuel pump. And that actually, you can do that. And people do that all the time, and they have great success. Now, when I was blow through carburetor, I was mechanical drive or belt drive fuel pump in the front, and I had a rear mount fuel cell, and I didn't have any issues because I had the fuel cell mounted really, really high in the trunk, and the fuel pump was really, really low. And you have to make sure you don't have any big humps in the fuel line, but it would gravity flow even going forward. Now, taking off, the fuel's going to slosh back, so you're going to lose some pressure. But the good thing about a carburetor is you got fuel in the bowls. So, it would recover, and I never had any issues. But EFI, if you're going to put a fuel cell in the back, I think you absolutely have to have a cable drive. So, it's just one of those things. Okay, let me keep running some of these. Let's see. Oh, VXM, that's on. I hadn't seen him in a while. That is John. He's got that beautiful Mercury Comet that I've done a video on, like the 5-speed clutch car. That thing is awesome. He started a channel too from up north. Y'all want to go follow his too. It is unbelievable. And it's a blower car. What is it? F1X, I think he said. It is freaking awesome. Hey, look, we got a new member, slower than you. He got us. He got on. He's a member.
There's another one too.
All right. He got it on the desktop, so it must be on the handheld phone where the problem is.
There's another member too. John, what did he say?
Okay, I'm going. Hold on.
Sorry.
I'm behind.
I know.
It's because I'm talking too much. You can change injectors in the Sniper. Talk to Holly Tech. Oh, that's interesting, Cleve. So he said you can change the injector. So you just talk to Holly Tech. I'm sure they're high impedance injectors, most likely. What's the biggest high impedance injector you can get? 160s? Or can you get 210s?
210s.
210s? So you can get 210s in high impedance? Wow. Mm-hmm. That'll flow some fuel. 210s will flow some fuel. Do you know anything about LS motors? I need some. I haven't used LS motors much. Brian's got one. Luke's got one. It's the budget. It's the small block Chevrolet, swap is what it is. LS motors are cool. Although I was in the dark. I'm way behind times apparently. I was talking to John Dock the other week, and he's done a couple videos on it. And the LT motor, I did not realize LS motors were no longer being made. I had no clue that no LS motors were. I mean, they were not popular anymore. I mean, I guess they're popular, but what was it? 2014 is when they stopped making them, right?
Yep.
I mean, unless you got like a truck or something, like a work truck or something. I mean, that LT motor looks. The head on those LT motors are freaking phenomenal. The ports on those things, dude. So I may be getting. I know he's doing one now. I may be trying to do an LT motor at some point. But of course, I'm gonna do it redneck style, and I'm gonna put some type of intake on it, and I'm gonna run it with Holly. I'm gonna figure out how to do it with like an HP, and I'll put like my regular fuel rails and stuff on it. So I mean, it's gonna be crazy. Or maybe it'll be mechanical injection. I don't know. That may be what we end up doing though, Randy, is a 5.3 LT motor. I had no idea. I thought LTs died in like the 90s. I didn't know it come back.
They're a lot better than
That's what it looks like. I mean, they look freaking crazy. Sway bars, do you need to run a sway bar? So if you're street driving, an anti-sway bar is definitely a good thing. But if you put bigs and littles on a Fox body, if you put the skinnies on the front, bigs on the back, sway bar, you ain't taking no corners fast, no way. So you can take the sway bars off. Now, anti-roll bar in the back, if it's going to be a track car, in my opinion, you need an anti-roll bar. It just makes it so that it links the back together. It's still going to try to pick the left front up, but you want it to leave even. So it's better. Luke, you got an anti-roll bar on yours?
Yeah, it's a there's a bunch of different companies that claim to all make the same anti-roll bar. I don't know who actually makes it. I bought mine from Spoon.
Right.
But it's all made by the same people, but it's a solid like 1 inch or 3/4 inch. Like it's freaking heavy. It's like lifting weights, picking that thing up. It's not hollow, it's solid.
Solid bar. Mine's solid bar too.
And it bolts to the axle tubes. You can weld the mounts to the axle tubes if you want to, but it bolts to the axle tubes, and then the arms bolt to the frame, the body of the car. And they're adjustable. So I adjust the preload in it too.
Awesome.
Works pretty good.
Yeah, that's anti-roll bar. For the longest time, we used those freaking the airbags in the back coil spring on the right side. I bet they still sell those too.
Yeah.
I mean,
they still sell Nerf footballs.
That's right. Footballs. I did that before. Put a football in it, slide it in there, and pump that bad boy up, make it stiffer. And it really worked. I mean, it really did. I mean, it makes the spring stiffer. But yeah, it's crazy. Hey, we got Justin Bird. He sends $4.99 for the Dominator Fund. I appreciate it. That's funny. We're gonna get a Dominator at some point. Zach, you need a Holly HP, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I thought I done put that bug in your ear. Did I not?
You must not have been whispering it loud enough.
I need your HP, and you need to go ahead and get a Dominator. Randy keeps telling me I'm going to go ahead and get a Dominator, though. So
Randy's sabotaging me. No, you honestly, if you're going to have a race car, you should probably go ahead and get a Dominator. He's right.
And you're doing just fine on HP, and so you can get a Dominator, and I'll get your HP.
I mean the Dominator just can do a lot more. I mean, you just have so many more inputs and outputs.
Yeah.
Although if you're going to buy a dash, I mean the HP you get 4 or 5 more inputs.
And I was thinking about that, and I want to get a dash. So.
All right. I still don't have a dash. I need to take my other gauges out. The only thing I've got in there that's functional is a shift light.
We were at the track. I don't know, it was a week or two ago, and some guy come by looking, and I was talking to him. He's like, "Man, he doesn't have no gauges in there. How does he see all that? How does he keep up with what the car's doing?"
You can't look at that crap going down the track, no way.
That's what I told him. I was like, he can't look at it. He pulls it up on a computer.
That's right. And I mean, the only thing I can see that Holly Dash saving me is when I crank it up and it ain't got no oil pressure. Instead of it knocking and me cutting it off, I might be able to see it before it actually happens.
Yeah.
But oh well. 69 gap staying. So I have a 16.5 psi on a 500 horsepower naturally aspirated motor, but my car 60 foot's good, but the fastest time is 580, 118. I thought it'd be a 550 range at 125. What am I doing wrong? I mean, I mean, 580s is not, I mean, bad. I mean, that's not bad at all. I mean, there's so much. I don't know if you're doing anything wrong or if it's just, cars in general. When it depends on the weight of the car. It depends on how aggressive you are with the tune. It depends on just how the car is working. I mean, there's just so much to it. It could be perfectly. That might be as fast as it's ever going to go at that power level, at that boost level. But then again, I mean, you may end up tweaking it. It's unbelievable, just minor tweaks, making passes and slowly changing things. You can pick up, 3 to 4 tenths by just barely modifying things. So, I mean, you may not be doing anything wrong at all. Just keep on keeping on, keep on going. If you don't think it's as fast as it should be, just keep tweaking it. Try, put a degree of timing in it, take a degree of timing out, richen it up just a little bit or lean it up just a little bit. One change at a time. You've got to pull plugs when you're making, changes. So make sure that you are absolutely, looking at the spark plugs. Spark plugs, they're inside the motor. They're telling you exactly what is happening. G-Rock Customs, thanks for looking at the channel, man. Boosted Lucille, he got us a member too. That's awesome. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. This is going to be fun. Y'all will beat me up, Yankee, with a Mopar. No, man. Look, so I still get slammed. I still get people on my channel all the time. They're either diehard Ford, true blue. I can't believe you swapped a Chevrolet motor in that thing. I mean, you're going to hell in a handbasket for doing that. And so I used to be, I preferred Ford, but I was like, Chevrolet. But now I guess it's as I get older, I'm just a fan of speed. I'm a fan of horsepower. I'm a fan of people getting out there and taking a freaking Honda and making 4 horsepower per cubic inch or something. It's crazy. I mean, that is insane. That's what gets me now is, so I don't care what brand you have. I mean, if you're out there, you're hot rodding it, that's awesome. And when I see it, that's going to be awesome. So, I mean, generally that's how I think all of us are like that. I know Randy and Zach are.
Yeah.
We see some crazy stuff and we're like, God, that's cool. Can you believe that thing did that? It's crazy. Let's see. Do you work on personal tunes? I don't do a lot of that. I can get like a startup tune stuff or, some starting. I don't have the tuning experience that I could mail order you a tune where I can send it to you and say, go to the track. No, I don't do any of that. You're going to have to hook up. I know there are some people that do that, but I just don't have the dyno stuff to make a nice, safe tune. I could get a startup tune and crank it up, and I could get a fuel table that'll be pretty close, but you would have to tune it yourself. Okay, so Boosted Lucille, he said that you have to go onto the desktop is what he had to do. So that's awesome. Let's see. And look, slower than you. He said, I haven't been through tech since I moved to Dallas. Loves it. He's from up north somewhere. Same thing. He's just, we lost Lucas. Where did Lucas go? He must have lost signal.
Yeah, just a minute ago.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's the same thing, it's just crazy. Anthony said, no problem. Raceway in Louisiana is about the same drive as Dallas to Houston. No problem Raceway. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think I've seen some of the videos from that one. I don't know how the Turbo John goes as fast as he does. Randy and Zach, man, we put in a lot of effort. We put in a lot of work. It's we have a lot of trial and error. What are you fixing? What are you at?
Every time somebody asks us how we do it, and I think of the Star Wars movie of the Millennium Falcon. It's the fastest Uncle John.
That's awesome,
Randy. True that. That's me. The hunk of junk is what is he doing? That is hilarious. That is funny. Joe and Denise got a new member too. So that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, Randy's got a dry sump on his motor, so he's good there. I'm trying to catch up on this live feed over here. G-Rod Customs, we got a new member. Thank you, I appreciate it. He just clicked on. Let's see, stock block cars, crazy people going 460s on 275 with 5.3. That is insane to me. How I mean they're throwaway motors. I mean, they got to have several of those, and I'm sure the
How many times
lifespan.
will it do that?
That's right. The lifespan, the amount of passes is not going to be, a ton. That is.
That's why I got 2 of them sitting in my carport.
You've already bought the spare.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. He just picked up a first Mustang 88 with GT40 heads, an intake, and a B cam. Boom! I bet it's got flow masters and 14 degrees of timing too. That is absolutely like the Mustang bang for the buck. You turn the timing up to 14. You put flow masters on it. You put an H pipe on it. GT40 heads, a GT40 intake. E-cam is what we used to run locally around here. The E-cam was the hot ticket. I put a Z and an X also at one point as well. But man, I used to love those days. Drive it to the track, put the race pulley on it, and then head. I mean, well, most of the time we would head back home with it driving, but sometimes we would break it at the track and have to tow it home because we drove it there. So I mean, that was interesting. G-Rod Customs, he come to the track, met us at Rockingham at the No Prep event. Cool, man, the old black coupe. Yeah, it was good seeing everybody there. Randy, I lost you.
Sorry, that thing was badass.
Yeah, that thing was.
Yeah.
The what year was it? It was older. It was 60s or 50s.
He came at the end of the night, right? He was leaving.
Yeah,
that was a nice car.
Man, that thing was awesome. Yeah, I wish we could have got to hang out with you longer and talk to you more. You did an awesome job building that thing. You need to join so you can show that car to our members too.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
What it was it single turbo or twin turbo? It was an LS twins.
I think it was twins.
And they drove that thing. I mean, it was a legit like street car.
I was trying to get in the back seat.
Ready to try to come home with them. Can I go home with y'all? Y'all adopt me. Man, that thing was awesome. I loved it. We had a good time at that event, but man, it was rough. Guy has a black Rambler, stock bottom end, LS Pro Mod 88, runs 5 teens at 140. That is crazy. I mean, LS motors are just, I mean, they're good. I mean, they just, really, they make a bunch of power. Small block Chevrolet. I mean, Chevrolet has always made pretty good stuff though. What weight requirements for these 28x10 classes? Most of our 28x10 classes that we have locally here, is you show up on a 28x10 and you race. It doesn't matter about weight. It doesn't matter about Lexan or fiberglass, or some of the rules are now starting to say like no chassis cars.
Method.
Right.
Method and the Bumblebee show up for a 275 drag radio race.
But luckily they're going to the good tracks. Like you won't find Method and Bumblebee at a track.
Method showed up to the Thunder Valley one weekend.
Yeah, and he'll get down too. I mean, that big Hemi with freaking 48 pounds of boost leaving. I don't know how he can make it go down. It must be leaving on minus 10 degrees of timing. That's probably why it's so loud. But yeah, usually our local races are, I mean, they just really, there's no rules. You show up on 28x10. Some of them allow W's and some of them do not. G-Rod Customs, he said that was a single S475 on that car, single turbo. I remember that thing was freaking, that thing was unbelievably nice.
It was 1940, I think it was.
Oh, God, that thing was beautiful. Remember which one he's talking about? The black car that showed up, they drove up late at night. Yeah,
that nice one.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. T-Bone, apparently you have to go on a desktop to be able to join.
That's a YouTube thing.
It must be a YouTube thing. Can Randy drive as good as he can film? Yeah, Randy's a good driver.
Oh.
He's
Randy crashed on a prep track.
so generally you crash on a prep track. Well, I mean, we're all going to get there at some point. I mean, it's just one of those things that they turn right, turn left, and you do the best you can do with trying to keep it on. Usually the way we have it set up, so Randy usually gets all the footage that is right back left of the car, where you can kind of see down the side. And Zach has been we call it the good camera. We're the iPhone mafia. We're the iPhone YouTubers. Everybody's got iPhone. But earlier in the year, I bought it was a Sony little handy cam, and so we call that the good camera. And Zach usually uses that one. He's really good with it. He gets most of the race footage that you actually see, like the clear footage where it's zooming in down track. I mean, he does an awesome job. I can't thank Zach enough for doing that. I don't know what we're going to do when Zach gets his car.
I'll be on again, won't I?
Kelly's going to be back on. That's what when Zach started coming and hanging out, he's like, well, I can film that. Kelly was like, does that mean I don't have to go to the track every time?
Now I have to go sell t-shirts.
And it's funny, though. You can always see when, like the video I just posted from Outer Banks, all the early videos were nice and crisp and smooth. And then the last like 3 passes was me up there with the camera, and it's all over the place. I'm like,
not gonna lie, I noticed it.
Do what, Zach?
I noticed it. I was like, well, it's John.
It takes practice to, get good with it to make it zoom smooth.
Whenever you're zoomed out there and you barely move, it like goes crazy.
It's crazy.
And also anticipating people not going to be in front of you. I was so mad. Like the first one, oh boy, he was standing off to the side and he jumped up and I was like, get out of the way.
Somebody almost knocked the camera out of my hand once with their elbow.
You have to, it is definitely trying to get footage. I mean, it's definitely interesting.
Hey, Brent solved the issue with the join button. He said if you're on your mobile, you have to swipe the comments right and then you'll see the join button.
Oh, swipe the comments.
Thank you, Brent.
Swipe the comments to the right and then the join button pops up. But yeah, it's definitely, Randy's a good driver. Zach, how many race cars have you had? Is this going to be your first one?
Yeah, I've had a car, but I never put it on the track. So I went out on the street with it, but I never had a true race car.
My first race car too, so you know.
Oh, was that your first race car too? Good Lord, yeah. Randy made a jump, son. He went from street car to.
I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't know that was your first car.
That's my first race car.
What, did you go 430 first pass?
Well, no.
I think 480s, 490s pretty within a couple of days.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had to tell me to hit the trans brake button to put it so it would back up my first pass.
Hey, look, one of these test and tune days, we'll get Zach to drive my car. That'd be good for you. Yeah. Let's drive. We can turn it down. Of course.
Yeah, sure.
But turn it down. And what's the fastest you've ever been in a Mustang, Zach?
On the track?
Yeah.
Slow.
850s, 90s.
Yeah. Pretty slow.
That 6.0 pass is going to break your neck and make you feel like you're in warp speed.
And my fifth pass was a 108 60 foot.
Oh my goodness!
So
was it really
down in Darlington?
108 on the
back. The fifth pass was on the bumper. Remember, you and Haywood got on there and messed with the shocks.
Oh yeah.
And put it on the bumper, and then 2 passes later was a 108 60 foot.
That's crazy. That is
I was. And then they kicked me out the race, the first race.
Right, that's right. I remember that. That was not very.
I thought you and Haywood were going to kill Jake, that Harper dude.
Yeah, Big Jake was. I was not happy. But yeah, and Dean also said Zach and can film good, and he likes Randy's videos over top of the car when I'm doing the video. I'm always like, I'm about to kill Randy. I'm about to run him over. I'm like, is he going to move?
Them long arms.
It does good burnout footage though. Coming up, and I'm like, man.
You only run Randy over when you're backing up.
Yeah. I should have showed that. I should have left that in the video. Yeah. When it grabbed him. That's what. Look, when we were at OBX, Zach, I don't know if you noticed, but I needed to open the door and I looked to see where he was at before I opened it. He was in front of me already. He's like, gotcha.
You should do like a year-end blooper reel of the craziest stuff that happened that didn't get in.
My throat's starting to hurt.
Yeah, we need to have a blooper page.
Man, my iPhone ain't got enough storage. I have to delete as I go.
Okay.
Because I mean, I'm telling you, iPhone YouTuber. I edit all my videos on iMovie on my iPhone. So any of the footage that we get from GoPros or from the handheld, I have to save it to my iPhone, and then I create the movie, and then I have to delete everything so I can do the next one.
Wow.
That's funny.
That's why I need to get a new card for my GoPro so I can, because all my stuff for my deployment is on that one card that's in my GoPro, and it's about full.
Yeah, we don't want to lose that.
We don't want to lose that.
No. I need to buy one. Well, it's just a little micro SD, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get another one.
I might have one. How much? Brent said, how much boost would you be comfortable with without O-rings or top fuel hoops? MLS gaskets can go to 12, 13, 1400 horsepower. And anything after that is kind of when you need an O-ring or a top fuel hoop. The top fuel hoop is the ultimate seal, in my opinion. It's just it just extends a lot higher out of the block, and the receiver groove is. I mean, the gasket really. Occasionally we have to pry the heads off. Like, I mean, Randy's car, when it's got the top fuel hoops, you torque them down, and when you need to pull them off, you actually have to pry them off. It bites the gasket so hard. So it is a interference fit that is crazy. Yeah, we don't have much tech at most of our tracks. Some of them will check like your seat belts and stuff, which my car is pretty good. I've got an expired. It's only an 850 cage.
Nothing. I'm looking at him because he said his safety equipment was expired.
She stared at me from the side.
Actually, it's not. It's like 3 or 4 months. We checked it at Shadyside.
Oh, that was the belts. That was the belts.
The belts.
The seat belts are good. I replaced those a couple years ago, or a year ago.
They're about to run out.
Yeah, the roll cage though, it lost its SFI, the 850. I think it was like 3 years ago. I need to put a few more bars in it. But it's one of those things. I mean, if I'm gonna build another car, I mean, I'm not gonna probably upgrade that one to a 25.5.
There's somebody on the comments asked how much you take for your car if you're gonna build another car.
Saw that too.
So yeah, I don't know.
He
exactly
avoided
what
that one, didn't he?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't even see that one. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with that car. I will tell y'all though, there is a chance that I may raffle that car.
Rambo 305 wiper or something like that.
I don't know that it will be for sale. It may be one of those deals that may be one of my raffles later on next year. If I can sell a t-shirt, get an entry to get my car. But I got to decide at that point if I can afford to build another car.
You don't sell your car.
You know what I mean? And would it be a rolling chassis or would it be complete? I think it would be awesome, though, to raffle off the whole car as it sits. I mean, that would be cool. Just come get this hunk of junk for your 20.
It goes fast.
Yeah, this hunk of junk that goes fast that will not pass tech anywhere up north. That would have to be a disclaimer. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with that. I don't know. I may just keep it. I mean, then I got to change all my t-shirts if I build a whole nother car, right?
We got a while to worry about that.
Yeah. So let's see. What is the general rule of timing when adding boost up to 50-55 psi? So timing is one of those things. You can't give like a specific number. Every motor, every combination is completely different. If your heads are softened, if you've got a lot of quench in the motor, then it can take more timing. But think about it, guys. When timing is, so the piston is coming up, the spark is the advance. So if piston's coming up, if you spark it at, say, 50 degrees before top dead center, and then the piston's coming up and then it goes down, and that flame kernel is you got to have the bulk explosion as the piston is getting right at top dead center so it can push the piston down. If you get the big flame explosion before the piston gets up, you get pre-ignition and you break rods. And that's not good. If it's close to there, but it's starting to explode and the piston's coming up, think about that peak cylinder pressure. You're going to have peak cylinder pressure when the piston is still coming up. And that's how you burn straps, and that's how you kill parts. That's how you beat rod bearings out of motors. So, timing is one of those things that ideally in a perfect scenario, you would ignite it at 0 degrees timing and it would instantly explode and push the piston down. but it takes a while for the flame propagation to come out and explode. There are actually some really good videos, slow motion in the chamber, a video camera watching the explosion, and you can see the spark and you can see the flame kernel grow. So check that stuff out. But timing, you ideally you want to go the fastest you can go with the lowest amount of timing you got. It's going to be easier on parts with lower timing. So, I mean, but there's a point if you got a real slow burning fuel like C16, or if you got a real high, rich fuel mixture, then you have to have advanced timing in it to get it so that the peak cylinder pressure is pushing the piston down. So, I mean, it's hard to say. How long you been running the 377? My motor currently in my car right now is a 364. It is a 4.165 bore, 3.34 stroke. It's just a regular block. Randy blocked Zach's footage the other day. Oh, that's funny on the camera. So Randy jumped up and got in Zach's way. Zach was probably like, "What?" I don't even remember seeing that. Let's see.
I think he tried to kick me or something.
G-Rod Customs, he said he can't wait to join us on these live chats, so he's going to join our channel. So he'll show us on his car and stuff. Maybe next week he can hop on and show us all his stuff too. I'm 4-cylinder. No, it's not a Honda. It's a rear-wheel drive, looking to get a small tire car. Dude, I've been getting my teeth kicked in by a 4-cylinder. Poppy. What is his? What is his? What is it? Toyota?
Corolla. It's a
Toyota
Corolla.
Old Toyota Corolla, 4-cylinder.
Like 77 or 75 Toyota Corolla.
Rear wheel drive, power glide in it. I think he's got like a 70 or 72 millimeter turbo on it, 4-banger, and he is stupid fast. On these no prep races, he is unbelievable fast. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh shoot! I know my thing just jumped way ahead somehow. Okay, I don't know where. Okay, I don't know where I started off. Oh, I see 2 new members, Josh and Robbie. I appreciate y'all joining too. That's awesome. What's the best way to help 60-foot a foot brake car? Been cutting 145 to 160, 60 to 610. So if it is a turbo car on the foot brake, what you can do, and this really, really helps. So say the converter, press the brake pedal as hard as you can, and then see how high RPM you can get it up, foot braking it up. If it goes to say 2,800 RPM and then starts pushing through. So get you a 2-step, just an MSD 2-step of some sort, or your Holly, whatever it is, and treat it kind of like a trans brake. If it pushes at 2,800, at like 2,600 or 2,700, hook the 2-step up. And if it's carbureted, it's a little more difficult because it may flood. But if it's EFI, it works like a champ. So push the brake pedal to the floor, press the button just like you're on the trans brake, and then put your foot to the floor. And it'll come up, and before the car starts pushing, it'll hit that limiter, and it will actually start making boost if the turbos are small enough, if it spools up quickly enough. If you got a real big turbo on it, it won't work. It'll just sit there and blah, 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 blah. So it's not going to work. You actually have to have a trans brake. But if it's a small, good spooling turbo, you can probably get 4 or 5 pounds of launch boost by doing that, and it will really pep it up. Okay, let's see. Budget racing to budget YouTube. Yeah, we budget everything. Do we use any traction compound? We use the skinny sauce at the first digger die. And then after that, we did. We just got some starting line resin is what we used the last time. Stripper glitter is what Billy and them just switched to. Apparently, they like it.
Stripper glitter.
Stripper glitter is the name of the traction compound.
That's a good name.
I guess because it's sticky and it gets on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was
when you try to go home, you can't get it off of you.
So that is funny. That's hilarious. But yeah, they just switched to that stuff. So apparently apparently it's working good. Billy, he had a video where his car, they were doing monster wheelies on no prep. So maybe we need to get us some stripper glitter. So somebody asked if I raffled it off, would it be turnkey? I don't know yet. I hadn't decided. That would be ideal, but that means I've got to build a complete another car, which I don't know that that's capable right now. What does my car run into quarter mile? I went at 804. What did I go into eighth that time? It's like 530 or 540, 550.
Yeah, you let off way early.
And I let off early. I was trying to get a 7-second pass, but I got scared. It was, I mean, 170 some mile an hour is fast. I mean, especially.
Isn't there a streetcar roll race or something coming up at
Yes.
Darlington?
Yes, and it's at Rockingham roll racing.
Rockingham. There's supposed to be one at Rockingham.
Yep. But we are not going to be able to attend that.
Okay.
I want the streetcar takeover. That is the big race at the 252 list race. That's the end of the year. King at 252. Shannon Horton was mad at me because he was planning on taking his Corvette. What does it cost to do top fuel hoops? Kevin Mullins is the only one locally that I know that does it. I think it's like $700 or $900. You have to take him a block that is disassembled and the heads that are. I don't know if the heads have to be disassembled or not, but the block has to be disassembled. So
depends on how much he has to do to the deck.
All right. So because they cut with top fuel hoops, they put the actual O-ring in the head, and the receiver groove is in the deck of the motor. Who's your favorite engine builder? I use local Coach Racing Engine. He does all my machine work.
John Phillips is my favorite engine builder.
I don't consider myself an engine builder. I'm an engine assembler. Engine builders are the ones that they spec everything out. They double check, triple check everything. I don't do that. I put my faith in my machine shop, and I'm not going to go back behind them. And so when Richard gives me a crankshaft and he says this crankshaft is 1010, I'm buying 1010 rods and 1010 or main bearings, and I'm assembling it. Now, if we have to do something funky, like I had to weld up the thrust on my crankshaft, and I had to use the special spacer bearings, because I got the small journal, then, I check that stuff during the assembly process. But if it's a normal build, it's on the machine shop. I'm an assembler. I'm the monkey that is just putting it together and tightening down the bolts. Is what I am. Kevin Mullins is awesome. Richard is good. He's awesome too. HED, Herald Engine Dyno, they do a good job. Who'd you say, Randy?
Chris Seidel.
Chris Seidel. Chris Seidel's awesome. He's awesome to work with. There's a ton of good engine builders that, they do everything in-house. They will, you take them a motor, they disassemble it, they tell you what you need, they machine it, and then they reassemble it. It's awesome. Let's see. Oh, shoot, this thing keeps jumping. So I'm missing some. I know some of y'all's comments I am missing. Let's see. Randy's car. We're not going to Maryland. We may go to VMP next weekend if we get Randy's motor back. CNC Phoenix was asking about Randy's. We're waiting on Rocker Arms still. So if the Rocker Arms come this week, there's a chance we might go next weekend. Brent said they run the Devil's Glue. It's really good, nice and sticky, really fast. How much horsepower? My car has never been on the dyno. At full tilt, my car is probably make 1,800 horsepower, but then it will probably push a rod out the side of the oil pan. So we don't run it there very long. Gordian said that his runs bottom sevens in the quarter, usually runs 750 index and getting down south soon. 8th mile racing is so much easier on parts. You will really enjoy the quickness that you get speed. And generally you'll speed up because you'll gear your car to go through the 8th mile. So you'll pick up a tenth or maybe even 2 tenths to the 8th mile. And then these little short tracks, it's just as much of a rush slowing down, when you throw the parachute out the back and, you go from pulling G's this way to pulling G's this way. So, it's definitely interesting.
I swear my car lifts the back tires off the ground when there's 2 parachutes come out.
Oh, it probably does. Frank asked, would we race Leroy? I would love to race Leroy. That's Cletus's car. It really wouldn't be a fair race though. His is a street car. Mine's a race car. Unless something happened, I should be able to put the gap train on them pretty good, even through the quarter mile. You know, I mean, I was not down that stuff. He's got awesome build. I actually wanted to build. You had never seen Leroy. You remember when I was talking about taking a Corvette and cutting the shell off of it and doing the roll cage?
I do.
Like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
So somebody's done that.
Oh, man.
Like, he done it. Oh, when did Cletus do that? He done it probably about the same time frame. Probably 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that thing's awesome. That thing'd be cool to drive. He does like Rocky Mountain. I mean, like all the drag weeks and stuff with it. $1,300 to do a Hemi for the top fuel hoops. May cost more. Let's see. Do you balance your motor? Yeah, all motors need to be balanced. Anytime you change connecting rods, pistons, almost all motors now are internal balance too, not external. That's definitely preferred. That just means there's no weight on the harmonic balancer or the flex plate. It's just neutral balance is what they call it. Oh, okay. Boosted Lucille asked Top Fuel Hoops earlier a little while ago. He said 675. So that's not terrible. I mean, I don't know if that includes the head gaskets or not. That may just be the machine work. New to the build, new turbo MSD box. Where do I start my timing at 1,000 RPM, 10 or 12? Where do I graph at 6,500? Man, that's a loaded question, Joe. The timing is one of those things that's it's all engine specific. Generally, like on my car, you started on like 15 or 20 degrees of timing, and then my car runs 36 or 38 degrees, like it's naturally aspirated until it gets up on boost. And then once it gets up on boost, that's when you start pulling timing out. E85, you need to treat it like pump fuel. Look, Randy's turbo again made an appearance.
Hey, I was so jealous of all those nice cars in those garages, and I don't have a garage. So
what are you doing with the turbo just sitting beside you? He's been spinning it the whole time.
Just rubbing it and spinning it a little bit. And, hey, buddy, it's okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Got in the dining room with him.
Yeah,
I don't blame him. $5,000 118 turbo. I mean, that's a nice turbo. That is hilarious.
Got his own little blanket in the bed. Kick Jennifer to the side, huh?
I bet he treats that. I bet he treats that turbo like I did that trophy when we went on vacation.
Yes.
It said the turbo.
that was a really cool trophy.
It really is nice. It's still sitting. It's still sitting.
Corey did a good job with that race.
Sure did. It's awesome.
Hey, we might want to. We have some people who've been hopping on and off.
Okay.
So this live stream is what we do every Wednesday for the members of the Turbo John on YouTube channel, and you can come on video and show off your car and ask questions. And it's $4.99 a month. It's through YouTube. So if you go to the main Turbo John page and find the subscribe button, the join button is right next to it. Or if you're on your mobile, Brent, thank you, Brent. You have to swipe the comments off, and then you'll see the join button. But we wanted to do this one live just so everybody can kind of see what we do, and because we have a lot of fun on Wednesdays. Even me, I run the tech. She's the computer tech.
She's the computer tech. But yeah, it's fun.
A lot of fun.
We always have a good time. I really have a good time just chatting and talking to everybody.
It's good to get to know people because they see you, but you don't always see them.
All right. And then
we like to tell all the wives hi.
Yeah,
that's right.
They're a big part of everybody's racing.
Yeah, where's Jennifer?
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. It must not be Margarita Tuesday, Margarita Wednesday.
No, Jennifer didn't have margarita, so she needs Latuda. She's probably gonna get me for that one. Having put up with me.
That is funny. Oh god, that is hilarious. Dale, his wife said hi. Hi, Dale's wife.
Hi, Dale's wife.
See, look, the wives do participate. Usually, Jennifer's back there going, hey.
Yeah.
We've seen Luke's wife a few times.
Yep, Luke's wife and his kid.
Yeah.
Chase is currently Chase just started him a gaming YouTube channel. Yeah. So he's in there trying to game. Hey, it's past his bedtime.
I know.
So, yeah.
He's gonna get a shower.
Okay, and we went a little long tonight. We normally say an hour and a half, but we went 2 hours. But this is just like we could hang out and talk. I could hang out and talk all night and be like falling asleep in the chair, All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll jump off. So yeah, we just wanted to do this one tonight. Just to kind of open it to everybody and show everybody kind of what we did on. It's fun. We talk about some tech stuff, but the biggest thing is, hearing everybody's stuff, what they're doing, and if they've got any questions, then people that may have the same question, they can hear, without actually having to come on and ask a question or, go pay a shop, $5,000 to try to diagnose something that maybe they can get an idea from one of us on here. So, Cleve, we'll see you maybe at Harold's on Saturday. Make sure you send me a message though. We'll look at the weather. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're going to jump on. I appreciate everybody jumping on. Luke must have got tied up. He bailed out. Normally he hangs out with us for a while too, but we went a little over. Randy and Zach, I appreciate y'all jumping on. And Randy, I will. I guess tomorrow we'll figure out the tires. We'll be doing the tires thing tomorrow night. And then Zach, are you going to go to Mooresville Friday night?
I'm trying to. We got a couple helicopters that are supposed to fly across the country Friday or Saturday, and one of them has been broke for about a month. So as long as it gets fixed and gets out of here, yeah, I'll be there. But if not, there's a possibility I'll have to work all weekend.
Okay. So Mooresville, JJ's arm drop, that's going to be freaking awesome. I mean, I can't wait to try that. So that's going to be fun. And then Saturday we'll hit we'll hit Harold's up and see how that works out. All right, guys. Well, let's jump off of here. I appreciate everybody jumping on tonight. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody jumping on, and we got several new members, so that was fun. That's exciting, and it's a good time, guys.
Happy
I appreciate
birthday,
it.
Jared. Jared says it's his birthday.
Oh, birthday! Happy birthday! Randy's gonna sing for you real fast.
Go for it, Randy.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
Randy's like,
Can you post how to join again?
Yeah,
Yep,
they're
so
asking that again.
go to the main Turbo John YouTube channel where you normally see the subscribe button, and the join button should be right next to it. But if you're on mobile, you have to swipe the comments away to the right in order to see those buttons. That's how you join.
cool.
It's $4.99 a month.
And Rob had a question real fast about he's got a 75 Vega. How much do you charge the back half a car? There you go, Mike Richardson. I can't get closer, Randy. I can't see his number.
910-612-5729.
So he's in Wilmington, and he's a chassis shop. So that's who you want to call to if you want a quote from him. He's from Wilmington area.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Wilmington, North Carolina. That's right. He's from Canada.
He's got some awesome builds going on. He does some awesome work. I went in there.
I have no idea how much it costs to do that type of stuff. I mean, I've never built a back half car, so I don't know. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Y'all jump on. If y'all are interested, hit that join button later on, and we'll do this again next Wednesday.
I start teaching Monday, so it'll be later.
Okay, so it'll be probably 9 o'clock or 9:30 because she has to use her office here for her
I
class.
have to teach a class.
And-
Online class.
And so I'm in her realm.
We need to make you your own little setup.
All right. All right. Bye, guys. Later. Thank y'all.
Bye, guys.
See y'all. All right. Let's see if we can hit the end here.
Right there.
Oh, there it is. End broadcast.